Verifying trig identities, example B. So let's take a look at this one. Where should we go ahead and get started? There are often several different ways you can start. One way here might be to change everybody to sine and cosine. That would probably work. But what I notice on the right side is I have cosecant and cotangent, and I know that one of the Pythagorean identities links those two, especially where there's a squared here. Let's write down what identity we're referring to. It's the one that says 1 plus cotangent squared x equals cosecant squared x. Well, in my identity, I have a cotangent squared x, and I see here that if I move the 1 to the other side, this will say cotangent squared x equals cosecant squared x minus 1. And that will allow me to have the entire right side in terms of only cosecant, which will probably be helpful. So let's make that substitution there. I'm not doing anything to the top, but on the bottom we'll replace cotangent squared with cosecant squared x minus 1. Now how can I use that to help me? Well, on the bottom I have a difference of squares. I have something I can factor. I have a perfect square term at the front, cosecant squared x, and then 1 times 1 is 1. There's a difference in the middle. So I can follow that factoring pattern for differences of squares, the one that goes a plus b, a minus b. So this will turn into cosecant x plus 1 times cosecant x minus 1. If I were to FOIL that back together, I would end up exactly with what I had in the last step. Well, you can see why that helps. The top does not factor, it's its own factor, and it matches one of the factors on the bottom. And so just like that, this simplifies a great deal. These common factors divide out. I now have 1 over cosecant x plus 1. Now, I still don't have a match, and of course I'm always kind of eyeing the other side. I want this really to be only in terms of sine to match the other side eventually. So I'm thinking it is now time to go ahead and switch to sine. That cosecant x will become 1 over sine x. When we do that, we end up here with a complex fraction, and we know how to simplify those. Take a look at all the little fractions. There's only one. Find the LCD. Obviously, it would just be sine x. And then take that and multiply the big top and the big denominator by that item. And then watch what happens here. On the top, I'll continue over here, I end up with just sine x. On the bottom, I have some distributing to do here. When I multiply sine x times that fraction, the sine x's just cancel out, leaving me with 1. And then, of course, 1 times sine x is sine x. I'm close. The only thing I have left to do is switch the order of those two terms on the bottom, which of course is allowed. I think since I'm out of room on the right, I'll just do it here on the left. Remember, you're not finished until you have an exact match on each side. We now have that, and so we have verified this identity. Thanks for watching.